It's killing my vibe.
Sleep before Sleep Number was just that. It was just sleep. My Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed helps me stay at peak performance. Every moment of quality sleep makes every waking moment count. My Safe Light story? I see inspiration right through my glass. So when my windshield cracked, I chose Safe Light. They replaced the glass and recalibrated my safety system. That service I can trust. Safe Light repair, Safe Light replace.
I don't know. Is we going live tonight or no? What in the hell is she hitting? Pieces. How you doing tonight? I think I opened this up a little too far. Facebook be showing out today. Okay. I'm doing the same thing too. I just been chilling since I got back in from earlier from grocery shopping. So I just been, vibing, preparing for the live, get my mind right and get everybody situated. Try to anyway. Trying to see if anybody else gonna pull up. I know I was supposed to win yesterday. I just couldn't do it. I had a house full. It was kids everywhere. So it would have been a lot. Look at this one. Sitting here hitting the door. Right. I'm telling you. I don't have to barricade myself in the door. I mean in the room. While he out there with them so they won't keep coming in here. I guess everybody's pretty busy tonight, it seems. I know my energy been. I'm usually working on Saturdays doing this time, but right, I was just gonna say my energy been kind of low in the last like 24 hours. I don't know what. Like, I just been extra tired. I know it's because of the energy, and I'm pretty sure it was probably just me conversing with other energies too. Yeah, it is. And this cold weather don't make it no better. Telling you. But you know what? I'll probably just still go ahead and do it. They just gonna have to come on. Yep, the frequencies and the energies have been off the chain. Yes, they have. Oh, it's been off the chain. It really have. I feel the effect now. That's why I say I just been extra tired. Like I felt like I was just slouched over yesterday. I had a major headache too. I ain't been getting. Well, I've been getting enough sleep, so that's not the issue. But it's just it's just been draining. Definitely the frequencies and these energies. Okay, this energy period. Okay. Let me drink some of this. I'm gonna start though, and then everybody just join in. They see it. Push the replay. Don't matter. Greetings. What's up with you, sis? How you been doing? Ooh, you right, sis. We was talking about the crystal the other night, dealing with the first eye. Yep. And what Oya was talking about how hers it felt like it was turning. On point. You on point with it. You on point with it. Yes. Pieces. What's going on? How you feeling today? Hope you feeling much better though. I hope you feeling much better. I'm gonna go ahead and start though, y'all. Okay. I had bro had suggested me to watch it. The movie I had watched it before, but of course, as you go through the process of the journey, your perspectives change. Been making it, yes, me too, me too. I know, sis. We in this together, and I'm here anytime you need me. Yes, peace to everybody coming on. But the movie, Tyrone had suggested me to watch it, and I was like, okay. I thought I had seen it before, which it was a movie that I did see, but mm, as I was saying, when you go on in your journey, your perspectives change. It's the same thing, but you get a higher or a deeper connection of that perspective, okay, or that vision, okay, or your experience. All right. So in this movie, Another Earth, I'm gonna go step by step with it. I didn't watch, so I wanted to keep me company. Like, I'm gonna watch it. Okay, yeah, watch it, sis. Watch it. Watch it. It's a good movie. I don't know. Well, everything is divine timing, so it wasn't meant for me to catch it in. Always, sis. Always. You know. But it's called Another Earth, and in the beginning, they speak about a cosmic mirror, or they call it cosmic something, but it's a cosmic mirror, which is also symbolic for the parallel universe. Okay, the new Earth. All right, but um, let me see, y'all. When the girl got out of in the beginning, the girl, she ended up getting into a wreck, and she ended up going to jail. And she did 4 years. What's up, bro? Yeah, it's really good, sis. She did 4 years, okay, of her of time for the wreck she was in, because it ended up taking away a couple lives, all right? And she was drunk. And she was 17 years old, so she was in high school. All right. So when she came back, pretty much got out of jail, you know, the whole concept of another earth is your new world, your new way of thinking, your new personality, your growth. Okay. So this is the whole concept of it. So when she got out of jail, in 4 years, as we know, it's also dealing with balance, um, walking in your truth, your reflection, okay, foundation, you know, not just with your family, but with self, and going back to your foundation to release, so you can heal. All right. So when she got out of jail, her brother said something, like sucked into a black star and die. All right. I don't know why I wrote that, but sucked into the darkness is what he was saying. All right. Because this movie is dealing with your masculine and feminine energy, the subconscious versus the conscious. All right. As well. All right. So sucked into the darkness is basically symbolic for the black star, and to die is to transform. Okay, a transformation. You don't have to die and transform out of the suit. You can transform in your journey. You can transition in your journey. That's growth. Okay, that's being reborn. Okay, your new way of thinking. So Earth 2 is basically within you. All right. And when she's sitting in her room, when she get home, finally getting home to her parents' house, she's sitting on her computer, and on the computer screen it say travel to Earth. Now booking, okay? Win a flight to Earth 2. All right. Now, dealing with traveling, all right, you have to go within. All right? And that's going into the Earth 2, which is dealing within, dealing with your subconscious, dealing with your feminine energy. All right? Dealing with your foundation. Now booking is you going into your own booking, your own book within yourself. All right? You're going to win a flight, which is you going to rise high in your elevation. Okay? Because that's what's going to create a transition, a transformation, your growth. All right? She had to write 500 words explaining why she would win the trip to Earth 2, which is within reach. All right? 500 words. 5 is dealing with healing. It's dealing with your heart. All right? It's dealing with a transformation. All right? Getting rid of and letting go, the balance. All right? So it was saying that she had to write 500 words explaining why. Okay? And Earth 2 was within reach. All right? Keyword within. Within reach of self. All right? And then it's a picture she places on the ceiling where she lay it on the floor. And that picture, hold up, y'all, is of like a cosmic universe. All right? The divine star of itself is in that picture as well. All right? She started working in a high school. Now remember when she went to jail, all right, she was 17. She was in high school. She went to jail for 4 years. So she had to go back to her foundation. That's a part of her foundation. So her getting a job at a high school was not a coincidence. All right? You got to go back to where your chaos was last taking place. Okay? So you can receive a message. All right? The lesson, so you can grow from it or let go. All right? So she started working in the high school. All right? So she's around the energy of of her, within her foundation of what took place 4 years ago. All right. Now, when she was serving her time for 4 years in prison, prison is symbolic for isolation. All right. It's also symbolic for isolation. All right. All right. Sometimes we got to go in our walls. All right. Regroup. Analyze. All right. So we can release some shit. Get rid of some shit. So we can move forward. All right. During this time, it's also a winter solstice is going on. All right. And at one point, when she started working, all right, for the high school, she found out where the man stayed at, that was in the wreck, that lost his family. She went there, but she couldn't apologize. All right. She wasn't ready. She chickened out. Okay. Pretty much froze up. She ended up going back towards her home, and in that point, she's like walking in a field with some snow. She ended up taking off her clothes and laying in the snow. Okay. Now, the snow can cause a transformation. All right, that's freezing off. All right, energy that no longer serves you no purpose. All right. So she's in the ice and she damn near dies. Okay? Because regardless of what, dying is a transition, all right? So she had to die, okay? So she can transition, so she can heal, all right? After that took place, all right, she ended up going back to the man's house. Before I get to that point, I want to point out that she was 21 years old. Snow purifies the air, so maybe she was going through some type of purification, cleansing, releasing. Yep. Okay. Because she had to. She wasn't gonna be able to face that man if she didn't get to a process where she'll be able to go back. Because she definitely froze up. She her age when she got out of jail, she was 21. So numerology 3, that's dealing with the consciousness, all right? That's dealing with your crown, all right? That's dealing with your projection, okay? Your creation of your reality, your experiences. Um, it also 3 is also symbolic for awareness, oneness, okay? That Trinity, okay? Because you have to be one, which is balance, to be able to move forward, okay, in your next step. I just talked about her being in the snow, okay. She went by a poster, well, not a poster, but a billboard, and it said United. Now, the place that she did the 500 essay for to win the free trip to Earth 2, it's called United Space Ventures, all right? United is dealing with oneness, all right? The space is within you. That's energy, all right? Ventures is a journey, also a wander, okay? And it's also got the voyage of a lifetime. Come on now. They really dropped some jewels in this shit when it comes to you becoming balanced, when it comes to you self-reflecting, all right? Recognizing your wrongs and trying to make them right, you know, so you can be able to flourish in a brighter light within yourself, or a brighter perspective, a higher perspective of yourself. I'm sorry. Um, what is this? Oh, I already got that. Okay. I don't know why I wrote abundant right there, but anyway, it was abundant somewhere, but it was in the movie. They said something about abundant. I can't quite remember what part, but it's right after that part when she passes the billboard. And what I got from it is abundant is actually existence. All right, abundance of flow. She told the guy that she worked. When she went back to the man's house. She told the man that she worked in a place called Made in Heaven, Haven. Haven is also symbolic for a sanctuary or a safety. Okay, like your safe haven. It is also feminine is also the sanctuary. All right, and maid we know is to serve. You know, the servant. When she left him, she cleaned his house up the first time when she told him that for a free trial, as she say. So she cleaned his house up, and at first, before she was gonna clean it, she thought about it, and she almost walked out the door. But she realized maybe if I kind of tiptoe around it, because she basically tiptoed around it. But it was to be able to build a bond with him where it'll be able to be smoother, I guess, easier for her to be able to say it. But she felt sorry for him because of what she caused, in that wreck of him losing his family. So she proceeded to go ahead and just clean his home, which he needed it. Okay? He's representing the masculine energy. And I'm telling you, like, his house was in shambles. It was chaotic. Okay? It was not, everything was out of place. Okay? Trash here and there. Okay? Like everywhere. So she ended up cleaning his house. When she left, he asked, could she come back again? She hesitated. She was like, they might send somebody else. Kind of gave him that answer. But he was like, okay then. So when she left there, she ended up passing this man who had this board on him. With this board, he was holding this board. And as she was walking by him, he said, we not real. We are projections of the imagination of Earth 2. I mean, she walked by real fast. All right? But he said, we not real. We are projection of the imagination of Earth 2. We've been saying that for the longest too. And this came out in 2011. And we've been saying we're not what we think we are. We're not. We're like the photons, projections, all right? Anything in this reality is not real. Peace, sis. Okay? It's only a projection of your imagination, okay? Your image, your nation. All right? Earth 2 is dealing with the subconscious. That's dealing with dark, feminine energy. That's dealing with going within. All right? So, as she walked by, on his sign that he was holding, it said, our memories are implants by Earth 2. Remember when I was saying how the conscious creates, all right? Which is where the whole Jesus concept comes from. Him being the creator, all right? That's the projection, all right, of the first eye. So conscious creates. But in order for conscious to create, it has to implant it, like plant it in your foundation, your subconscious. It has to go through your subconscious first. That's the only way it's going to be birthed. Okay? Or projected into your reality. All right? So our memories, which is dealing with our past lives or past reflections, as we can say, all right, are just the implants, what we've already planted, all right, in our subconscious numerous of times. It only has evolved, all right. She ended up finally getting home. And when she get home, her parents, them, are sitting in the living room, and her brother too. And they're watching the news, and they supposed to got first contact. Excuse me, y'all. They supposed to got first contact from Earth too. Now this shit is crazy. This is the funny part to me. Whew, we wouldn't have been able to understand that in 2011 anyway. So it's good that we're able to go back and reflect on this and really catch what is surfacing right now. Okay, the first contact. Okay, dealing with oneness anyway. First contact with yourself. All right. As she was trying to, get a response back, and she finally got a response. And the first words were we, you. Okay. And then the second um words were, well, not the second words, but the second thing that came out was the we read you clear. All right. So I broke down this little first contact. All right. Read is dealing with a level of knowledge or discover. Okay. Look at, speak, okay. Discern, which is in motion in others, okay. Enter or extract. Hear and understand. Okay. The doctor was asking questions about when was you born. The first contact said the same thing. When was the told the doctor when they was born, all right? And asked the doctor, when was you born? Now this is all over a speaker, all right? So they're not like face to face. They're over in a speaker. I mean, speaking over a speaker. So the doctor said the same birthday, the same day, the same hospital. Okay. The doctor started to be in shock. Like, what in the hell? Okay. Like, this the same, had the same job, title she had, and everything. Okay. That was a representation of the doctor talking to self. Okay. As the doctor discovered, I'm talking to myself. All right. Self told her, well, self told self that when they was 11 years old, they bought some Astro strawberries. Okay. Thought she was going to space. Now, Astro is dealing with your stars, your celestial objects, or outer space. All right. Space is within, that's your energy. All right. That's dealing with the feminine energy, the subconscious. All right. I know you lying. I know this raccoon ain't bad. Okay? I know. And he is. Okay. Anyway, y'all. I know I heard something on my ceiling. I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. Um, so she was 11. She was 11. And if you do the numerology for 11 as 2, 2 is dealing with duality. Duality is self versus self. All right? Masculine versus feminine. Okay? So, as the child is already dwelling in the masculine energy, and at 11 wanted to go to astro, okay, which is dealing with the space within, that's connecting with the feminine, okay? Okay? Being one. Having the first contact with yourself. And during this movie, it's a commentary. And the commentary be talking, dropping some gems. Pay attention to the commentary, okay? The commentary was talking about how we're talking in our head all day, every day, just talking to self. Okay. And while he was saying that, the girl, the main character, was like on her way to work, where she works at the high school. And it's an old man there, okay, that works there with her. But going back to, because I got to say this, we talk to ourselves every day, all day, which is a true fact. Whether it's the simplest thing of should I wear this or should I not? Or should I eat this or should I, not? Okay? You're talking to yourself all day. Whether you're speaking it out or you're tapping in. Okay? So when she get to work, the old man and her got a nice bun. She respects him. She loves the old man dearly. He tells her to keep her mind clear. And that you will have peace of mind and learn to adjust yourself. Okay? Going back to The Balance, because it's another movie I want y'all to watch. It's going to really top this shit off. Okay? Going back to, self, okay? When you're connecting within, you have to get away. You got to get all of the clutter out. Okay? The overthinking, the thoughts. You got to get them out of your head. You got to become relaxed. You got to be a clear mind. It's got to be pure peace. Okay? Even when we get rowdy sometimes, somebody might piss us off. Okay? Even at our jobs. Okay? But we have to take a minute and gain peace. Okay? So we can remain humble and balanced. Or we just going, other than that, it's over with. Okay? May the force be with you, my nigga. Okay? So, he is telling her, how to, basically telling her she need to learn to clear her mind. Because she definitely has a lot in her mind dealing with her past. Oh, yes, you need to watch it, sis. You need to watch it. It's a really good movie. I watched it probably 3 times, 4 times already. I know I watched it about 3 times in the past, and I still didn't. I don't know. It was just something drawing me to it. But obviously, like I said, I wasn't ready for what I'm ready for now. Okay? But it's very good, yes. Check it out if y'all haven't checked it out. But she has a lot going on in her mind, dealing with her past, and she want to apologize to that man. But, she don't want him to hate her, She want him to be able to find, like some type of understanding, you know, that she's sorry and how things took place. Okay? So that's what's keeping her from really just speaking her mind because she's scared of the reaction. Peace and forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness. That's the word I'm looking for too, sis. Right there. That's what I was looking for. I know they lying. Granny don't have to call me that. I don't understand why she calling me. She don't know I'm lying. Okay. I think she felt a little envy when she ran into her old class. Yes, I forgot about that part. She did. When she ran into her old classmate, that was the dude that she was dating. She was involved with. Embarrassed. Yeah, she was embarrassed. Um, that's the dude she was involved with before she went to jail. And the night that all of that transpired, she was with him. You know, they had been drinking and, you know, having a good time. So when he got out and seen her, yeah. Another life? Okay, I'm gonna have to write it down. I have to write that down. Yeah, she was embarrassed. She was definitely embarrassed. Um, okay, about the old man, okay. It's a part where they were speaking about an interplanetary travel, which is basically going within. They put so much of going within in different perspectives, even in a symbolic way. You know, it's Hollywood, so but they actually put it out. It's basically going within. Okay, so when she ended up leaving her job or whatever, when she got finished working or whatever, she ended up going back to the man house, the family house that, you know, she took his whole family in the rent. He ended up they starting to, you know, create a nice bond at this time. You know, she's been coming over there on a regular, cleaning his house. He was paying her, but she wasn't accepting the money. All right, she wasn't accepting the money. She would rip up the checks because to her it wasn't about that. You know, she can sympathize about him losing his family. Okay, because she lost herself. All right, and while him losing his family, he lost himself. Okay? So it wasn't about the money with her. But she got over there one day and he had a headache. And she puts him in meditation. Okay? And the way she put him in meditation, she had a utensil, a knife, and she was just tapping it. All right? Even though he had a headache. But she was tapping it. And he was drawing in to the tap. And he was listening, you know, what she was saying. Okay? And the more she tapped, you know, the more he was, you could tell by his expression that he was tapped in. All right. He could see what she was saying, what she was speaking about. All right. The vision she was giving him. All right. Dealing with one being within itself and becoming one with the sound. Okay. Becoming one with the frequency. All right. Being in tune with yourself. So after that happened, he tapped in. He could see what she was saying, you know, the visual she was giving him. And he became one with the tap. He couldn't even hear it. He was focused on the vision. And when she said, now turn that tap into music, into some type of melody, because he was an orchestra. Oh, I can't get it right, yeah. Orchestra. Sorry. This is a blooper. He played an instrument, but I cannot get the damn word. But anyway, they gone. He so he began to hear like um music, and it was more of a, what's the music I'm trying to say? It's like an opera, but it was more of a low, smooth melody. All right, and it was a type of music that he plays too. So he became one with the sound and be able to turn the tap into music. Okay, transformation, being one. Okay, Falling in love with the sound, self, which is self, and creating music, which is your frequency. Your my mouth is dry. Frequency, which is a frequency. I don't know what the hell is going on in my mouth today. But anyway, the feminine energy, it keeps the earth clean. And what I mean by that means it's very, feminine energy is very nurturing. And this is in all of us. It keeps your earth, your foundation, okay, within clean, all right? Because it deals with your subconscious of what you're going to project and what you're not, and what you can take out of your subconscious, okay? The conscious cannot do that. You have to go into your subconscious to keep your earth clean, all right? Your foundation, yourself, your mind, all right? Come on, Granny, I cannot. I'm going to have to get Shannon to call her because I don't know why she's calling me. I wish I can tell her I'm on live. Okay, he ended up somewhere on down the movie. He ended up taking her to the school where he plays the music, you know. And he had the instrument that she had picked up, which was a saw when she was cleaning up his house before, that she had seen in his house when she was cleaning. He brought that and he ended up playing music using that saw. And before he played the music, he was saying, you know, his instrument was a little out of tune. All right? Which is yourself being out of tune, okay? You being out of tune with yourself, okay? He finally get in tune with self, which is you being one with self, okay? And he plays and he puts her in meditation, okay? And she's seeing him in space, right? Not balance, not balance. She's seeing him in space, all right? Of the vision she gave him, okay? They end up connecting deep that night, all right? They end up becoming one that night in an intimate way, okay? And during this intimate way after, he opens up to her about his past. Yes, in tune is being balanced. Yes. This is a good movie though. He opens up about, you know, his past and what happened to his family. And as he's, you know, expressing his emotions, her body is in, you know, is cringing. She feels guilty. You can see it all over her face. All right? But she continues to hold him tighter in that moment. Okay? She ended up going back to work, and when she ended up going back to work, she found out the old man is in the hospital. All right? She found out the old man blind himself. Now check this, because a lot of people do this. The old man blind himself, okay? Because he got tired of seeing self, his reflections. And they say that. He got tired of seeing himself everywhere. Okay? A lot of people can't face those reflections. And reflections ain't different. I mean, necessarily just you and I, okay? Because we mirror reflections of each other. It's dealing with what you placed in your subconscious. And you see it played out in others, including yourself. And a lot of people are scared to face their reflections. Yes, he wanted to be numb. He didn't want to see no more. Okay? And when you see your reflections, you see your creations, which is what you've already planted in your subconscious. All right? We can get through a good bit of them, but sometimes that's why it's a saying that people got skeletons in their closet. Because even though you can clean your shit up, you still gonna have that shit in the back of your mind, and it's still gonna be some shit that you ain't ready to face. All right? Or maybe not even knowing that you have to face it. All right? But somebody has to point it out to you. And then you be like, oh, I've never seen that, because I know I'll be like, damn, you right. I've never noticed that. I never noticed I did that. Okay. Now cleaning out my closet, honey. Every year we got to clean out our closet. That's why spring cleaning is on the way. All right, you're not just cleaning self. I'm about to clean my closet, okay? And that's symbolic to within you, okay? Just like with the baby, what they say, she in the nesting time. That's prepping for a new birth, okay? And we clean our shit every year. Some people don't. They hold on to a lot of shit in their closet now. You got people that got shit in their closet probably when they was in high school. A lot of our great elders still got a lot of their shit from back in the 60s and 70s. All right? Ain't no telling what type of energy is dealing with them clothes in the closet. All right? So she ended up, seeing the old man, going to the hospital and seeing him. And he said something, but I did not even write it down. But he was saying that he didn't want to express something to her, but she wrote something in the palm of his hand, and I think she put "I love you" because he couldn't see, but he can recognize the letters, through the palm of her drawing them in his palm. Um, when she got home from there, the brother asked her. He was like, "I got a hint for you," and she said, "What?" And he was like, "Do you want to get high?" And at first, she was looking like, "With you? Like, what you mean?" She was on some real shit. They would have been like me, like, "For real, what you got?" But he was like, "No, do you want to get high?" And he was pointing his head up, okay? And she recognized, because in this movie, you see the realm you in, okay? Which is the experience. And you see Earth too. It's just like sitting right there as it's a big ass moon, but it's Earth too, okay? That means, okay, the feminine energy is close to the masculine, okay? This realm is basically, like we were saying before, the realm becoming one, okay? That was being symbolic for you becoming one, all right? The realm within you, your physical, your spiritual, all right? Your masculine, your feminine, all right? Because if we don't become one, this damn realm ain't gonna become one like that, okay? The consciousness had to be raised because the frequency was raising and has been raising over the years, so it was bound to happen, okay? But he said, "Do you want to get high?" Which is her, and when he was doing that, it was basically him saying, do she want to go to her higher self? I know, right? I'm just holding this motherfucker. I ain't did shit with it. Not a damn thing. Just holding. I'm over here dumping, and I ain't got shit, no ashes, nothing. I know, right? I ain't lit shit. I still try out, girl. I'm in it. I'm in it, bro. I'm in. Too deep, sis. Yeah, let me go on and get that in. Okay. She finally, once she gets that, she go in the house and it's a ticket, basically. An envelope with her information on her calling, you know, the people that's gonna take her to Earth 2 will get. She's won. Basically, she won the essay, so she won the ticket to go to Earth 2. So she had to call the people, to let them know that she got the mail. Yeah, I'm in the zone, like a mug says, in the zone. Okay, and she called them or whatever. They make arrangements. So she end up, it was marinating a couple days, and then she went back to the man house. Y'all hear Genesis? And then her little legs just want to run. Boy, I got baby kids over here, y'all. That one all day. She all the baby kids in one. So after she don't, they don't been intimate. She don't got her ticket to go to her higher self, okay? And she like, okay, she finna go over here. And it's like, almost it's like, damn, I'm about to leave, you know? So let me go ahead and just tell him the truth. I really got to be honest with him. We don't slept together, you know? And who's to say if she didn't get that ticket, she would have told the truth? Okay? She probably would have kept it a little longer. But since she got the ticket, it gave her the boost to say, okay, I got to tell him the truth. So she go over there and she finally tell him the truth. It hurts him, but it's freeing herself. Okay? And then eventually it's gonna free him too. Alright? But that him being free is gonna be up to him. She don't did her part. Okay? She don't did her part by releasing that energy from her by telling the truth to him, okay? Exposing herself. He become enraged, which is like which is like a cause, okay? Which is gonna a cause to destruction of self or self-destruction, all right? He didn't want to be bothered. He wanted her to leave right then. She left. All right. Even though she freed herself, she told him the truth. She still felt guilty. All right. She still felt guilty. Even though she was in peace, her mind was, it wasn't cluttered or, it wasn't racing. She didn't have as them thoughts, as she did. Okay. The reliving of the nightmare what took place 4 years ago. She didn't have that no more, but she had another problem, which was exposing herself and it's hurting somebody that she actually fell in love with. Okay? And him being the masculine energy, okay? She felt bad. Even though she freed herself. Okay? Bringing the peace in the foundation. Okay? Being acceptance to self. All right? Taking accountability. She did all that to free herself. Okay? And that's what we all have. That's why we're in the energy of healing. Okay? And that's why we had to choose self. That's why you had to be in self-love. Okay? Because that's raising the vibrations of your feminine energy. Okay? All right? And even though we've exposed ourselves in a way and we've gotten rid of people or gotten, rid of things that just didn't mean us no good, jobs or whatever, okay? We still feel a certain type of way. Even though we're in peace, okay? And that's completely normal. But you have to stay balanced. All right? That's the difference. You have to stay balanced and not allow yourself to go back into a situation, all right, like that. Or her case, going back into a situation like that because you learn from your experience. All right? Now you feel the hurt that he felt when he lost his family. All right? So she ended up, during this time away from him, she ended up finding out that Earth 2 is full of our reflections. Another you in a higher perspective. All right? Earth 2 is full of our reflections. Okay? It's another you in a higher perspective. All right? All right? And to be honest, when you birthed anything into your reality, whether it's children, it's going to be in a higher perspective. The energy is always going to be high. Okay? But you have to balance it out. All right? You can't allow it to become high and then you go straight down to your lower vibration. Don't never come back up. You got to balance it. Finding balance in your journey, with your children, with your spouses, with yourself, with your job. All right? With your businesses, okay? So by her finding this out right here, she got to thinking. Because in that moment they said that when the first time they seen Earth 2, which was around the time she had the wreck, that the synchrony was off. Okay, it was unbalanced. All right. I mean, it was balanced. I'm sorry. It was off, but it was balanced, which caused people who were in a transition, all right, which we connect heaven, okay, to a higher perspective of us, our higher selves, all right? So those people who transition at night has a reflection on Earth too. All right? Remember, Earth 2 is just projections of your imagination. All right? So whatever took place here, all right, whatever being is here has a higher self, basically. All right? So she was telling him, so she go over there to suggest that he go. She want to make him happy. It's nothing that she can do to take away that hurt of losing his family. So if it's a slight chance that he can connect with them in Earth 2, which is your higher perspective, okay, which is dealing with your consciousness, your first eye, okay, he'll be able to see them, all right? So she gives him the ticket. Him being the masculine energy, all right? Giving the masculine energy the ticket to rise to the feminine energy, to be balanced. All right, rising into his crown. Well, she gives him the ticket, which is the key to self, to the crown, all right, which is your higher self, your conscious, all right. So 4 months later, during this, after he done left, because he took the ticket and he went, all right, he took the ticket and he left, he went to Earth 2, all right. And I didn't mean to say, what I say? To yourself, to your higher self. Your higher self is your subconscious. I'm sorry, I said conscious. For some reason, I kept hearing it like, no, girl, that's not what it is. Okay, my bad. Back on track. But anyway, after that part, he ended up taking the ticket, going to his higher self, which is Earth 2. All right. 4 months had done passed. 4 months is dealing with foundation again. It's dealing with balance. All right. It's dealing with, uh, healing. I'm sorry. It's dealing with your healing. It's dealing with you self-reflecting. All right. You going into isolate. Well, getting out of isolation. All right. Well, going into isolation. I'm sorry. Going into isolation so you can self-reflect. All right. So 4 months don't pass by. And during this time of her having her self-reflect all again, she back in her foundation. She's still trying to get the lesson. All right. Her higher self appears. She finally connect with her higher self. Now during this film, like during the realm, well, the Earth 1, which is what she's on, which everybody's on, and they're trying to get to Earth 2, right? The outside of that film, like the aura of that film is blue. All right. And blue deals with your throat chakra. It's dealing with we speak into our existence. It's dealing with the frequency, okay? Taking formation, which is your creation. All right. So it has a blue tint. And that's dealing with the energy. Okay. It's dealing with energy. All right. The imagination as well. It also represents freedom, your intuition, okay, and an open space, which is also dealing with within, okay, and it also is symbolic for sky and sea. So that's also as above, so below, because even in some of those scenes, when you see Earth 2, it's a as above, so below, okay. You'll see it just like that, as above, so below. And as above, so below is dealing with your higher self, your lower self. But yeah, man, it was a good movie. I'm like, how did I miss that? It was actually a good movie. And it actually had a lot of gems in it. And then when it's like, dealing with your subconscious versus your consciousness, okay? It's a constant battle. Because you don't want to plant this, okay? And some things you don't be meaning to plant, but you plant in your subconscious. And they still become, and it becomes a part of your reality. All right? And you do have the free will of what you're going to implant within yourself. So, at that time she was conscious when she did that, had that wreck, but she was pretty much unconscious. She wasn't aware of her surroundings or nothing. And to be aware is to be one, okay? That's actually being God, okay? You're being balanced with yourself, okay? But she wasn't aware. She was drunk. She was, tipsy. She was pretty much out of it. And she was actually looking also at the moon when she was driving. I mean, not the moon, but the earth too. Okay? So she was distracted. All right? Which caused her to what? Lose 4 years of her life. Which that means you have, okay, you're going to have to be in isolation. Okay? Yeah, she was distracted. You're going to have to be in isolation with yourself. You got to self-observe, okay? Self-reflect yourself, okay? Check yourself. All right? Take the accountability for your own shit. All right? And she had 4 years to think about that. So she pretty much knew what she was going to do when she got out of jail. Okay? And that's actually also symbolic for you being in a cocoon and coming out of the cocoon and becoming the caterpillar. I mean, the butterfly. All right? She wasn't quite ready to fly, though. Even though she faced the reflections in her cocoon, she wasn't quite ready to fly. But higher self has another purpose for her. And that's why she was faced with her higher self at the end. Okay? We all have higher purposes for ourselves. That's why in school they be like, what you want to be when you grow up? Or when you in church, they be like, what is your purpose? Or, certain things in jobs, what is your purpose? Okay? She was 17. She was living a good life. That wasn't really on her mind frame. Okay? So she learned a lesson. And that's what you have to do. You have to learn your lesson so you can grow. And you got to be careful what you plant into your subconscious. And that's becoming that's a part of your new world, when you are elevating or you growing, you're not the same person you used to be, you more content now, you're not all over the place. Okay? You're more in tune. And to be in tune, you have to be in tune with your feminine energy. Shit, we've been playing in the masculine energy for a long time. All right? So much that Papa was a Rolling Stone. We only tapped into that feminine energy in certain times. We weren't really one with the feminine. We tapped in when need to be, but it wasn't a balance, a consistent balance. That's almost as like survival. But yeah, y'all need to check. If y'all haven't watched this movie, please check it out. It's really good. Let me know what y'all get from it too. Let me know what y'all get from it. But it's definitely, Another Earth is definitely talking about going within. This other movie I want y'all to I'm gonna put it in a group so y'all can get it. But it's called, if y'all might, some of y'all probably have watched it, called Chaos Walking. This is another movie dealing with your subconscious versus your conscious. And the way we walk in, we got to be on point when it comes with subconscious versus the conscious, okay? Just like that movie Venom. Okay? And Venom was dark, okay? That's dealing with the feminine energy, all right? So you got to be balanced with that beast, all right? Which is what, they say, okay? And we can be the beast. But it's another movie that's dealing with subconscious versus the conscious. So it's called Chaos Walking. And it's dealing with the noise. It's all about a noise. And that's what I'm just going to give y'all. Some of y'all probably already done watched it. But if you haven't watched it, check it out, family. Because I'm going to break that shit down too. Because it's definitely dealing with the everyday battle of self versus self. Okay? The everyday battle of self versus self. So, but I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. because my mouth is a little dry. And my granny has called me twice. And I don't want to keep her any longer because I know she probably like, what in the hell this girl is doing? I know she don't see my call. So, let me go on and call my granny. But I will talk to y'all soon. And as I always say, family, love, peace, and oneness. And I will see y'all on the next one.